Hello, everyone. My name is Joanne Montalvo. I've lived in this building 10 years exactly to this date. And just want to say I'm very blessed to be here, and I really love it. And I wish more people had this experience. And I hope we have more affordable housing and for all people, and especially for seniors. It's a great place to live, and I'm blessed. And I want to introduce the mayor of the city of New York.
Before you introduce me, tell them where you were before
Okay.
and why it was important to come here.
Okay. Before I moved here, I lived in Brighton Beach on the 4th floor, and I had to walk up. And then when I got sick, I couldn't walk. So I was called to come to this building. And it just happened at the right time. And then I was in the right place. So I was very blessed to be called to the building.
Amen.
I'm a little nervous.
You've done good. You've done good.
Thank you. And now I can introduce.
Now you can do it.
Okay, now I would like to introduce the mayor of the city of New York, who has honored us with his presence, Mr. Bill de Blasio. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. You did great. Joanne, you're a natural.
Thank you.
You're a natural. You did great. So everybody, 10 years this very day, she got her apartment in this building. Let's celebrate her anniversary, 10-year anniversary. Joanne is a very positive person, and she keeps saying that word, blessing, and I appreciate that about you. Well, I know you have a lot of faith in you, and I want to tell you, for someone who was living in a walk-up, 4th floor walk-up, she told me she brought up her kids there, here in Brooklyn, loves Brooklyn, wants to stay in Brooklyn, but that 4th floor walk-up was not going to work for her much longer because she became disabled. She literally would not have been able to live in her apartment much longer. She needed someplace that could work for her. And she got in here and her life changed for the better. And that's what we want to do for thousands and thousands of seniors all over New York City. That's what we're here to talk about today, how we can reach more and more seniors who need not only just affordable housing, but affordable housing that works for seniors. That's a healthy, safe environment for seniors. The biggest growing part of our community, of our city, is seniors, so we need to create more housing and protect more housing for seniors. Does that sound right? Yes. All right, the people have spoken. And Joanne, I really appreciate your positive spirit. I appreciate your love for Brooklyn. And when I listen to you, I think what you've experienced is what I want for everyone.
So do I.
And I would want it for my own family. I want it for myself when the time comes to retire. Everyone deserves that safe, secure place to retire.
Yes, they do.
And you show that it can work and people can stay in the Brooklyn they love. Who loves Brooklyn here? Who loves Brooklyn? So let me, as we begin, I want to thank some of my colleagues who are here. And you're going to hear from my colleague, the assembly member, who's doing such important work. But I also want to thank, from my administration, 3 of my commissioners are here. Our housing commissioner, commissioner for the Department of Housing Preservation and Development that runs all of our affordable housing programs, Maria Torres Springer. Let's thank her for the work she does. Our commissioner who makes all of our senior centers and our senior services so good and has been adding to them over the last 4 years, Commissioner for the Department for the Aging, Donna Corrado. Thank her for her work. And then a man who's done amazing work making sure that people with disabilities have more access to affordable housing, to jobs, to transportation. Commissioner for the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, Victor Calisi. He's from Queens, but he's still a good guy. Okay, your mom's from Brooklyn. What neighborhood?
She's from Red Hook.
Okay, that counts. You're okay. Your mom's from Brooklyn. I like you even more now. And there's also a number of organizations that came here to support these new efforts to reach seniors, and I want you to thank all of them. They do amazing work. Let's thank Live On New York for their great advocacy work. Let's thank HANAC, the Hellenic American Neighborhood Action Committee. Let's thank JASA, Jewish Association Serving the Aging. Let's thank the Coney Island Jewish Community Council. Let's thank the Al Noor Social Center. Let's thank APNA Adult Daycare. And let's thank the Council of People's Organizations. So, everyone, look, what people want is they want to know they'll have a place they can live for the long run. They want to know they have a safe and secure place. They want to put down roots and stay in a place that works for them. That's what everyone wants. And we want to make sure that for more and more seniors, they have that security in New York City. People have worked really hard. Everyone in this room has worked really hard. And you want peace of mind as you go ahead in your life. You want to know that things are going to be taken care of. And since you spent a whole lifetime working so hard, it sounds pretty fair to me that you should have that security later on in life. That's what this is all about. And Joanne, again, you're such a great example of that. Your joy at your apartment, knowing it is there for you, and what it means for your life. So that's what we're here to celebrate. But let's talk about the tough truth at the same time. For so many seniors in the city, it is very hard to make ends meet. The cost of housing in particular keeps going up. We love our city. We love it deeply. We love our Brooklyn. But we know it's gotten more expensive than we ever could have imagined. And so many seniors have very limited incomes or fixed incomes. And I've talked to a lot of seniors who spent their whole lives working so hard, and never anticipated having to make such tough choices in their retirement years, choosing between a doctor visit or a dentist visit and whether to buy medicine or how to pay the rent. Keeping all those pieces together has gotten harder and harder. That's why we have to keep doing more. There's amazing need in the city, and we have to keep doing more. So what we are announcing today is a vision of how to reach more and more seniors, how to help them stay in the neighborhoods they love, near their family, near their friends, near their houses of worship, near their doctors, near everything that's a part of their life that they care about. And the plan is called Seniors First. It says very clearly, we have to focus on seniors to make sure their needs are met for the long term. Now, this comes down to a simple idea. We have a big affordable housing plan. And in that big affordable housing plan, we have said we're going to reach 15,000 senior households. Today, we're announcing as part of our updated plan, we will reach 30,000 senior households with affordable housing for the long haul. And the biggest piece of this is a $150 million investment to make sure that apartments are not just affordable to seniors, but safe for seniors as well. What seniors need in an apartment can be different. Need to make sure that all the safety measures in place, that the apartment works. If someone happens to be in a wheelchair, for example, or for any other reason need those additional supports and safety measures, we have to invest to put them there. We also have to invest to make sure the apartments stay affordable. You know, last week, I talked to people in some Mitchell-Lama buildings. And these were buildings that were affordable, and then in some cases were no longer affordable to the people who live there. And we talked about all the ways we're reversing that, putting money in to keep the buildings affordable for the long haul. We have to do that for senior housing as well. We have to make sure that not only does it physically work for seniors, but that the money's there to keep it affordable for the long haul. People need that security. And that's what this plan is about. So $150 million investment will make sure that 15,000 apartments are both affordable and safe for our seniors. And I want to tell you, this building is a great example. This building is beautiful. That's what I like to hear. This building is a joyous community. It looks like all of New York City, all of Brooklyn, every kind of people together here. You guys could teach the world a lesson of how everyone can live together in harmony. Well, this building looks so good in part because the city put in $23 million to keep this building beautiful, to make it safe, to make it affordable for the long haul. And when I say the long haul, my friends, because of that $23 million we invested, this building will remain affordable for the next 60 years. 60, the next 60 years. That's security. I told you about those Mitchell-Lama buildings, the people I visited. We're doing the same thing to make sure people know their building's going to be affordable for the long term. But remember, some people, that help didn't come in time over the last few decades. And they were in an affordable building, and suddenly, one day it wasn't anymore. Here, in this building, you know, for the next 6 decades, it will be affordable. It will be affordable. Now, second, we have to build more senior housing. The federal government used to do it. And it's a very sad thing to me. The federal government was so good at building affordable housing, and then they stopped. They stopped just when our population of seniors was growing. The federal government just checked out. And it left it to the city of New York to have to do all we could do. So we're stepping up. And our current plan will create 4,000 brand new senior apartments, affordable for the long haul. We're going to build new ones as well. We're going to save the ones we have, and we're going to build new ones for seniors, because people need it. And then, finally, the third point. The homes that were created by the federal government, there's a thing called the 202 program. And this was it was a powerful, successful program that created lots of senior housing with federal money. You know the famous phrase, we use it in Brooklyn, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Here was something that worked. It created affordable housing all over the 5 boroughs. Seniors benefited, and then the federal government walked away. But the problem is, when they walked away, those, just like I mentioned the Mitchell-Lamas, those apartments were threatened for the long term. Beautiful buildings, but if they didn't get financial support, they would eventually no longer be affordable. They go to market rate cost that no one could afford. So we are stepping in for 6,000 apartments in those HUD 202 buildings, those federal affordable housing buildings, 6,000 apartments that would be threatened with going market rate and no longer being affordable to their residents. We're going to step in and provide the funds to keep them affordable for the long haul. Keep people where they belong. So this is part of a much bigger vision to preserve this as a city that everyday people can live in. Everyone here knows, and I'm still stunned myself, you go back 20 years in Brooklyn, we had our problems, but you didn't have people talking about $1 million homes and $1 million apartments. That was not what you talked about in Brooklyn. There were still a lot of people in Manhattan who wouldn't even go to Brooklyn 20 years ago. Who could have imagined a Brooklyn where everything got so expensive? And this is why we started with a big affordable housing plan, and we've added to it, because this is the #1 issue on the minds of New Yorkers, how to be able to afford this city they love. So we're going to keep putting in the resources, and particularly for seniors, because you know what? You've always stood by this city. You helped this city in the tough times. You helped this city become what it is today. You stood by the city, now the city has to stand by you. And we're going to be there for you. Just a few words in Spanish. Estamos haciendo todo lo posible para que las personas mayores sigan viviendo en los hogares y comunidades que aman. Hoy anunciamos un plan para crear o preservar 30,000 viviendas asequibles para ancianos hasta finales del año 2026. Es parte de nuestro plan para que Nueva York siga siendo asequible para todos. Affordable for all. And that's what we believe in, right? I want you to hear from one more person, and let me tell you, Steve Simbrowitz not only represents his district here in Brooklyn so well and with such devotion, but he now has a very important job in Albany. He is the chairman of the Housing Committee in the New York State Assembly. And that's where a lot of the most important decisions are made that affect all of us in terms of keeping our communities safe and affordable. So I have to say, as a Brooklynite, I'm very happy to have a Brooklynite in charge of that committee. And a man who has spent his life making sure people had affordable housing, a real expert, but also a mensch. I introduce to you Chairman Steve Simbrowitz. You could be an expert and a mensch at the same time.
A mensch, right. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and hello, everyone. This is a very, very special day. I'm here to publicly thank the mayor for his affordable housing program, whether it's for the homeless, whether it's Mitchell Lama, whether it's for lofts, whether it's for low income. But what he has not forgotten, not only to make sure that all the housing is affordable, but every program that he has put together has not forgotten us. And I include myself as a senior. All the seniors. That's what's key to make sure that you are all taken care of as you get older. And no one has ever done that in the city of New York before. No one has decided that buildings like this should be cared for, buildings that were built by the federal government, 202s, and I built those, and I'm fully aware of the needs, and the fact that we will now be building new housing for seniors in underdeveloped areas of NYCHA are really very, very important. So, Mr. Mayor, I thank you. I thank you for what you've done, and we look forward, at least I look forward, to working with you these next 4 years. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve, so much. So everyone, to conclude, just look around you, look at your neighbors. Everybody who lives here can have the peace of mind that we are investing in this building so that you have a decent place to live, that you can afford, and that will be here for decades and decades to come. You deserve peace of mind. We are here to give it to you. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all.